Anglers Extra.
I'm Aaron Canada. He's John Schiffner. This is the Manager Show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. So, Schiff, the guys got a day off yesterday, but it was kind of not a day off. Headed up to Fenway for a showcase.
They're on cloud nine. They had an absolutely great day. I'm so upset I missed it because I had to spend some time back in Connecticut with my favorite dentist, and I have to go back tomorrow morning for more work. They had every bit of feedback I got. The coaches had a great day. The kids had a great day. I'm thrilled they had the opportunity. What a great idea the league had and the Boston Red Sox had. It's fantastic. They're still smiling. Some are still smiling today. It's fantastic.
Now, it was a showcase for players from every team to head on up to Fenway and show off their stuff in front of representatives from every single MLB team. From what you're hearing, how do you think the guys did?
I did pretty well. I heard Ricky Oropeza hit one of the longest home runs that they've seen at Fenway in quite some time. It was in the neighborhood of the red seat where Ted Williams hit the famous home run, so that's impressive. And there's several scouts here who were up there yesterday and said that they were very impressed with the way our guys swung the bat. And I said, well, that's great. Hope they do that more in the game instead of in BP. But, the feedback's been fantastic. Some of the fans who went up there have commented on how good a time they had, how everything was just worked out well, and I'm so happy for them.
Now, one of the exercises yesterday in front of the scouts was the 60-yard dash, and apparently some of the guys had outstanding times, including Peter Verdon, who stole 15 of 19 bags for Georgia this season. And one of the things we've been talking about here in the early going is that we haven't seen the Chatham Anglers steal that many bases as opposed to other teams. We
just look for the right situation, the right count, the right pitch. I've never been a big stolen base guy. Just runs are so precious here that I'd rather do station to station unless you have someone who's, a real guarantee, like a Brian Roberts. Brian had a green light all the time. We've had some guys here with green lights that we've let go. And I think as the season goes, we'll do a lot more running. But early on, you just want to make sure you really got to be cautious with each base. So we're going to stay with that for now. But we don't know Peter can run. We've seen Peter run out, beat out some ground balls. Perez can run a little bit. Obviously, Martin can run a little bit. Humphreys can run a little bit. You just try to look for the right situations at this point.
Watching the College World Series last night, South Carolina coming up with a big win over UCLA, and it brings me to asking about new players coming in and what you've heard about UCLA players and how long it's going to take for them to come in after the series.
I have no idea. That's entirely up to them and their coach. John Savage and I are great friends, and John will get them here at an appropriate time. And, he'll also encourage them to take a little time, which we encourage. But, I would think that if we get them here within a week after they're done, that's a nice, a nice break for them. And, the same thing with we don't have any Carolina guys this year, but when the UCLA guys, they'll get. We hope. I mean, I haven't talked to John since the Super Regional after Tyler got hurt, but I'm sure they'll meet their commitment. But if we get the call saying that they've really had enough, not much we can do. We certainly hope that does not happen, though.
Now, back to the Fenway thing and talking about how each guy felt that they really had just a great experience and they were on cloud nine, as you said. 2 straight losses, then they come in and they win the first game of the doubleheader a couple of days ago. Then the second game gets fogged out, and you feel like the team was in just a bit of a lull there. Do you think this kind of kick-started everybody to get back on track?
I would think so. It seems to be a little bit of energy here right now in batting practice when they arrived, and they're just going about their business. Who knows? You can't predict that, but there did seem to be a little bit quicker step to them today. But we're facing a good team, a well-coached team. Coach Roberts would do a lot of crazy things to create havoc on the bases and so forth, and put your pitchers on put pressure in defense, pressure on your pitchers. So we got our hands full.
Now, we talk about the grind that the players have to go through each and every day over the course of the summer, but you've been doing this for 18 years, and I imagine it really wears on the coaches as well, especially these first-time guys who are, on one of the grander stages of all collegiate baseball.
Well, it is a grind. It's a tough grind, and the days like today just knock the living daylights out of you. Today is just a miserable day here. The humidity is really, really high. It's really warm, and you just can't get comfortable, and then you got to go to the field, and you're soaked with sweat from just walking around. So, but again, they're going to see that. They go to the Gulf Coast League, the Florida State League. They go to places like that. It's going to be brutal there. Billings, Montana, in the middle of the summer. That's what this is all about, and they have to get used to it. But they also we have to treat them with a little bit of kid gloves because they're not accustomed to this. But yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that. It's a grind for the coaches. I mean, they've got to, we're getting home 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock. You're keyed up from the game, whether it's a win or a loss. And before you know it, you have something to eat. You talk about the game, and it's 1:30, and bang, they got to get up and go to camp. Roberto's going to be on the field. It does grind on you, and days off are cherished. That's why I'm glad the league went to doubleheaders to free up some more days for these guys, for everybody, and not just the players, because the coaches too. They're working their butts off, and they're here. Ryan and Berto are usually here by 2 or 3 o'clock, and it's a long, long day. It's an 8-hour day, and you've already worked your camp. So, they go home. They need a little break, too, as the players do. But, again, they've got to get used to that.
The Cotuit Kettleers coming in tonight for a 7 o'clock start here at Veterans Field. How's the lineup look?
We haven't made it yet because Coach Roberts still hasn't decided if he's throwing a righty or a lefty. He'll let me know soon, so that way we can set up our. It's not going to be any big major changes. It might be some switches in the spots in the lineup. The same guys will probably be in there just about, but we'll wait and see if he's throwing a lefty or righty and determine the lineup at this point.
He's John Schiffner. I'm Aaron Canada. It's the Manager Show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Anglers Extra.